Good evening, everybody. This is our Select Board meeting for the Newfane Town office, 6 p.m. Today's date is Monday, August 3rd, 2020. At this moment, we do not have a quorum, and we're waiting to see if another Select Board member will be showing up. So we are going to give that person 10 minutes to show up. Otherwise, we're going to have to cancel the meeting because we have 5 members of the Select Board, and in order to have a meeting, we need 3 people on the board to participate. And at this moment, we have Angela Sanborn, and I'm Marion Dowling. Those are 2 Select Board members, and we are. So we're waiting. Christopher Williams did call and say he could not come, and Mike Fitzpatrick also notified us that he has to be absent tonight. So we're waiting to see if Shelley Huber will be coming. We also at the table have Winetta Cowling, our administrative assistant, and Jay Wilson, our road foreman. We have Doris Knechtel and Frank Suponski as our 2 listers who are here. And hopefully we will be able to lead the meeting, but we're going to wait 10 minutes now. Does anybody want to share anything about anything to do with the town or yourself? Anything good happening?
We have a beautiful picture that was donated to the Town of Newfane from the Ted Schreyer family.
Yes, that is beautiful. I don't know if you're able to take a photo of it.
Or if you can hold it up, Jay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's not.
Okay. This is a painting, an oil painting. It's an oil painting made by Ted Schreyer. I think it says 1982.
1982.
And it is on the Newfane Common. And it's a magnificent painting that his family just donated to the Newfane Town Hall. On the agenda later tonight, or lent to the Town Hall. On the agenda later tonight, we were planning to just have a few words about Ted. He passed on a few weeks ago, and he will be very much missed. He was a person who really contributed years, decades here. And but it's a lovely painting, and we're going to hang it up here so that you all can see it. Thank you for taking care of that, and thank you, Doris, for that. It's beautiful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I also have access to all of
Excuse
his-
me, can you move up a little so
No, I
the...
really don't want to. I'd rather sit here so this camera can't get a picture of me.
Okay, then can you be...
Really, that's why I'm sitting here.
Okay, but then you need to speak louder so the camera
Okay.
can at least hear you.
Last time I was up at Ted's house, his son Ed said all the boxes in the back of their garage is his surveying from 1961 to 1994.
Oh my goodness.
And he marked everything, some are Newfane, Dummerston, so it is really good for the town of Newfane. Because surveys are, if people survey their land and they have 100 acres and the survey comes out at 120 acres, normally they don't file it in the town clerk's office because then the listers will find out there's 20 more acres. So now that we have access to all these records, so it's a project. But each one, it has its own number. There are, I'm guessing, 22, 24 boxes. He took really good records as he did here when he worked for the town.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's just something.
We bought our house on West Street here in Newfane in August 1999. And I have Ted Schreyer's, what did you say it was?
Survey.
The survey. I keep thinking it's the deed. It's the survey. I have it in my top desk drawer right in front of me for all these years. And every once in a while, I'll pull it out and I'll look and see, oh, this is where we live, and have, you know, it's a great thing to have. And he did a perfect job with it.
He also handed all the tax maps. Before we got the, digitized tax maps, he handed all of the tax map things. Before he became a lister, was it? Yeah. And he
Really?
researched the deeds and did that. And the Cartographic Technologies, who did our tax maps, photocopied his work to get started with doing their work. Yeah,
Ted did the original tax maps for the town. We didn't have them
that's what yeah,
prior to, I believe he told
Oh,
me
really?
61.
yeah.
Before that, there wasn't any map. And what he did for the town, it was a fence viewer for 50 years. And on that picture, there's a pin that the state of Vermont gave him, sent him. And a fence viewer really goes right along with being a land surveyor, because they would decide, you know, Greg Record is one, and I'm not sure who else is one. There's three, Larry Robinson maybe. And they decide if there's a land dispute hundreds of years ago, they would all get together and decide where the property line was. So it made sense being a surveyor.
Uh-huh.
And he had done this forever, along with being a lister for 8-9 years, Doris.
At least, yeah.
Really?
And it's he and Sumi that did the surveying.
Right.
She,
Right.
she was his partner.
Oh, she was?
Oh, yes, yep.
She went along with him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She recorded the stuff, he did the, yep.
Oh, how interesting.
Would you like to read his obituary?
I'm sorry, what?
Would you like to read his obituary? Or
Can't
no?
hear you.
Would you like to read the obituary? Or no?
Oh, well, we could, you know, we have the copy of the obituary here that we were going to talk about at the end of our meeting. And while we're waiting, we have about 4 more minutes. Angela just suggested that maybe we read it. So if that's okay. This is a beautiful photograph of him
Isn't it?
when he was a young man.
Young whippersnapper.
Yes. So his official name was Theodor Ernst Schreyer, 1932 to 2010. Theodor Ted Ernest Schreyer, Jr. of Newfane, Vermont, passed away at home with his loving wife Sumi at his side on July 5th, 2020. Ted was born in Chicago, Illinois on March 3rd, 1932. He was the son of Theodor Schreyer Sr. and Ruth Bellows Schreyer. He attended schools in Des Plaines and in Park Ridge, Illinois, and graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Engineering from the University of Illinois. He was then drafted into the United States Army and served in the Map Engineering Division in Tokyo, Japan. After an honorable discharge, he returned to the University of Illinois to earn a master's degree in civil engineering and subsequently worked in Washington, D.C. and New York City. Ted settled in Newfane, Vermont, his boyhood summer home, and opened a private surveying business. In 1965, he returned to Tokyo, Japan, to marry Mutsumi. Sumi was her nickname. Mashida. Together they raised 2 sons. Ted served in the town of Newfane as a member of the planning committee, lister, and fence viewer. In 2016, Ted was awarded a certificate from the state of Vermont for serving the town of Newfane for more than 50 years. He enjoyed nature, farm work, and machinery, and he built model airplanes and flew them with friends. He took pride in caring for the house he built and other structures at Sir Isaac Newton Farm. In addition to his wife Sumi, Ted is survived by his sons, Edward, with his wife Mariana, and their children Jack and Tessa of Pittsford, New York, and Matthew, Beth, and their daughter Isabella of Gilroy, California. He also leaves a sister, Susan Deacon of Burlington, Vermont, and her former husband, Randy Waterman, and their children, Scott Waterman and his family, and Kim Lemieux and her family, all of Burlington, Vermont. He also leaves cousins, Alex with Barbara Canara and family of Menlo Park, California, and Steve Boyle of Arizona and family. Ted's family thanks Dr. Backus, Sue Clark, Dr. Gertz, and Dee Gibson for the care they provided. No memorial events are currently scheduled. At Ted's request, family will gather privately at a later time and rest his ashes by his parents. Memorial donations may be made to the Newbrook Volunteer Fire and Rescue Department at P.O. Box 77, 698 Vermont Route 30, Newfane, Vermont. That's a very lovely obituary and really goes into a lot of detail that I did not know about with Ted. So thank you very much for having this, and I think now it's 11 minutes after 6 p.m. and we do not have a quorum of 3 people. So I'm sorry to say thank you so much for coming, all 3 of you, and thank you for the gentleman from BCTV who's ready to work for us for the evening, and thank you, Annetta and Angela, but we have to end the meeting now because we do not have a quorum. So everybody have a good week, stay safe. Remember that the governor is now mandating that we wear masks when we're out in public and in public spaces. And believe it or not, it's important that not only do we take good care of ourselves, but we are sure to take care of others. Thank you and good night.